Hello everyone, it is Darkseeker here again. Welcome back for another video. Before we get to today's deck, I'd like you to find yourself a comfortable chair, sit yourself down, stare into the fire, focus on it, watch the flames as they dance, clear your mind of all thoughts and take a deep breath. And forget about everything that troubles you in the Hearthstone world and in the real world. In today's video, we will be featuring another Shudderwock deck with Blademaster Okani, and once again we ask the question, do we counter a minion, or do we counter a spell? Do we mess with our opponent and do the unexpected? So do we counter a spell when they expect you to counter a minion? And there is one key thing that is worth noting. This deck is a Reno Shaman deck. It's been a long time since I've played Reno Shaman. This is also a Boltzmann deck, so when I play it, my RNG improves by 300%. We call that the Boltzmann effect. So relax, chill out, and get ready to embark on a new adventure as we explore Boltzmann's Reno Shudderwock Shaman with Blademaster Okani.
Deathwing! Come, embrace the chaos. Are you ready to fight?
Are you ready to fight? Here we go against the warrior. Now I'm thinking Pirate Warrior, because that just seems to be what I'm facing mostly at this rank. However, maybe our opponent will surprise us and do something interesting. Well that is certainly interesting. We're facing Cthulhu Warrior here. Now, this is going to be a fun game, because yes, I know they're playing Cthulhu, but I don't know how the rest of their deck is structured. So there is an element of mystery here, an element of the unknown. And that just makes the game so much more fun, right? So much more interesting. And that is Hearthstone at its best. What more can I ask for? I'm also playing a Boltzmann deck, and you play a Boltzmann deck, the game just becomes 10 times more fun anyway, because it's a Boltzmann deck, and my RNG improves by 300%. That's the Boltzmann effect. And it feels really cool to be playing Reno Shaman again. It's been a long time since I've really thought about Reno Shaman or even played it. Reno Shaman seems to have fallen out of favour since the Alterac Valley expansion was released. Freeze Shudderwock Shaman that plays duplicate copies of cards does seem to be far more popular. And Reno Shaman has, it's been forgotten about. So Boltzmann seems to have revived a version of the deck here. Is it a tier 1 deck? No, but it's still really, really fun. And there certainly are situations where it works pretty well. Our opponent plays Bring It On. That's so amazing. Alright. Here we go with Cthulhu activators. The first Cthulhu activator has been played. The question is, will this game go on for long enough where our opponent gets a chance to play Cthulhu, or can we close out the game before that happens? Oh gosh, second Cthulhu activator. Oh dear. Our opponent is moving at, well, quite a significant pace here. So I think here, you're just going to chill, alright? You're just going to chill. We have the Flurgle Toxin combo. Oh god! Mutanus!
I am not always perfect.
That's fine.
Big oops.
Yeah, I think that was the best target for us. These other cards are more important in our hand, right? Snowfall Guardian for the freeze effect. Grumble for return to hand. Flurgle Toxin for board clear. Yeah, I want to kill the Mutanus just in case they find a way to return it to hand. Now we're setting up here for a potential Grumble. And Dr. Boom, Mad Genius. It's been a long time since I've seen that played. So, I guess this is fine. We get all this stuff back to hand. And I think we can play out some totems onto the board just to go wide, right?
Stop that.
And now we set up again for another Snowfall Guardian turn, potentially. Now you may have noticed over the last couple of months that my video publishing schedule has reduced quite dramatically. I've gone from publishing one video per week, or sometimes 2 or 3 videos per week, to publishing maybe one video every 2 to 3 weeks, right? And in case you're wondering why, it's because I've reduced my screen time. And what I mean by that is I used to play Hearthstone every day, usually in the evenings, and now I only play Hearthstone maybe once every 3 or 4 days. And why is that? I'm still loving the game. In fact, I still enjoy this game just as much as I did back in 2014. And that sounds pretty crazy to say, right? But there's so much variety in this game now. So I enjoy standard mode, I enjoy wild mode, I enjoy battlegrounds. And if I get bored with either of these modes, I can rotate. I can move from one mode to another. And that keeps things a bit fresh and interesting. Oh god, dirty rat.
I should have given you more credit.
Oh dear, oh dear. It's okay though, we already have freeze effect in the pool as a battle cry, so it's fine. So, yeah, I've been just rotating between these 3 modes, still having some fun, but not playing as often, right? And because the reason for that is because I'm trying to preserve my eyesight. As I get older, I'm starting to take more notice of my health. And
What's going on?
as I get Grand Darker Fist, hilarious. As I get older, I do notice that my eyesight is a little more sensitive, right? I now wear glasses. I visit the optician on a more frequent basis. I think I went 15 years without seeing an optician, and now I go once a year, right? So I spend all day staring at screens for work. And the last thing that I want to do is spend my entire evening also staring at screens, whether that's gaming with Hearthstone or watching TV or whatever it is. So I want to cut down on that screen time, all in the interests of being kinder and better to my eyes. And so that's what I've done. So less Hearthstone means less decks played, which means less videos published. Okay, so apologies to anyone that's been expecting more video content from me. I'm still going to publish videos, but maybe not at the frequency that you may have been used to over the last few years.
I should have given you more.
Alright, so Cthulhu has been shuffled.
Nobody saw anything.
Nobody saw anything.
I should have given you more.
I will give Blizzard all the credit in the world. The voice emotes on these heroes are just brilliant. But we've put our faith in the light. We've put our faith in Tyrion. Oh wow, scrap golem. Okay, we now have the Ashbringer in play. Hello, Okani.
I should have given you more credit.
I'm 7 moves
It may seem like a bit of a waste of the Flurgle Toxfin combo, but given that their hand is quite limited, they don't have much going on in hand, I think it was fine to use it there. Oh wow! Kazaku-san! Ha! We countered it! That's absolutely hilarious. Oh wow. Whoa! What a minion to counter. Wow. Although they wouldn't have got the Kazaku-san effect, right? Because surely at this point, not everything in their deck is dragons. So they wouldn't have got the effect. So they just throw it away to eat up the Okani battle cry? Are they just happy to get rid of that? Huh. Anyway, it's a pretty big board. There's the brawl. Huh, and Okani lives.
I'm 7 moves
Well, here we go again. One more time. Gonna go with the minion.
impressed.
Knock you out.
We understand that there is a Cthulhu that is yet to come. It is unlikely that our Okani will pick up the Cthulhu. Our opponent is going to test for Okani first, to test a spell, and they'll test a minion. Or they'll just kill Okani.
Nobody saw anything.
Fair enough.
Thanks, but I'm still gonna win.
Our opponent thinks they're gonna win. Hmm.
How long will this go on?
Oh wow. There goes my board. I need to be careful here. If they get Cthulhu and I have nothing on my board, I die, right? So we need to be somewhat cautious. Hero powering every turn I think helps. At least it places something on the board that could eat up the Cthulhu hits. Oh, they're trying to damage our face.
I should have given you more
Put us down so that even with a totem on the board, we could still die to Cthulhu.
I should have given you
And that was not Cthulhu in hand. Damn. But it's a 6 health rat on the board.
What's going on?
So if they drew Cthulhu now, for example, and played it, we probably don't die.
Blade Storm!
Okay, they're going to kill my rats. And actually, if we play a totem now and they draw Cthulhu next turn, they can use the weapon to kill the totem and then play Cthulhu and we die. So I'm left with no choice. We have to play the Shudderwock. Okay, we get rid of the weapon, we get some armor, we get Okani. No Shudderwock to hand. No Shudderwock to hand. Oh god, dirty rat. Good thing I played Shudderwock then. Oh, got Jiraxxus.
My jaws that catch.
Okay, Grumble, Shudderwock to hand. This is good news. Do we
What's going
play
on?
it again? Oh, we're just gonna chill here.
I should have given you more
You're
credit.
gonna chill. Another weapon. Okay. Sure.
What's going on?
So we could play the Shudderwock again, or we could do this. You face Jaraxxus, Eridar Lord of the Burning Legion, and we follow up with the Shudderwock. So we're now in a position where we've gained significant armor. I'm not worried about Cthulhu now. We've got rid of the weapon. Still good value. You get Shudderwock back to hand. We're quite happy. And most importantly, we have this hero power that summons a 6/6. That's pretty cool. That is going to put constant threats onto the board and could just be a good late game finisher for us.
Nobody saw any.
Nobody saw anything. But fatigue is going to become a thing. So we're just going to load up some pressure onto the board here. Keep things moving. Force our opponent, to answer this board. Because if they can't, the minions just keep hitting face. And that armor will get shredded. And they'll just die. So let's see what kind of a response they have here. Second brawl, sure. Inferno! Now, because I have this hero power, and these other minions that I can play out, I feel under less pressure to play the Shudderwock, right? Okay. Sure. Let me clear this board. No, not entirely. Alright, here we go again. Another Shudderwock.
What's going on?
And actually, as we keep playing the Shudderwock, we do put our opponent under pressure due to the potential to counter a minion, so if they have Cthulhu ready to play, we counter it. What happens when they run out of other minions that they can play? And Cthulhu is the only thing that is left. But let's say we have a Shudderwock on the board that can counter a minion. And let's say they can't kill that Shudderwock. That just negates their Cthulhu. That's brilliant. Okay, slowing them down. The Lothar Battlecry slows them down. The Okani Battlecry also then slowing down the spell. That turn did nothing for them. Inferno! And there goes all the armor. The only thing that's annoying me here at this stage of the game is the wind chills that are just accumulating in my hand. So I know that free Shaman decks do play Skulking Geist, and that gets rid of the wind chills in the late games. Just don't need them. Huh. Another Bring It On. And we have reduced the cost of the Shudderwock to 0. Brilliant! You know, that is what Shudderwock should be like. All the time. Should cost 0. Inferno!
My back's against the wall.
Yeah, so this is the dream. essentially that would be a buff to the Shudderwock, right? Instead of 9, it costs 0. Blade Storm does what here? Oh, clears my board. Here we go again. 0 cost Shudderwock. Ooh, interesting legendary. Oh, Cthulhu! Oh dear. I feel sorry for our opponent. They built up to this moment, and we just nullified their Cthulhu. Ooh, Lothar's got a pretty cool entrance. Pretty cool entrance. I feel like I want to play that card now. In another deck. But there we go. That was a pretty cool victory against Cthulhu Warrior. So, well, big thank you to Boltzmann then for this deck. Reno Shaman back in action and proving once again to be pretty good. I think Okani will continue to be a staple in Shaman going forward. In long games, I just think it's really, really good. As you saw in that previous game, we kept replaying the Shudderwock, getting those Okani battle cries into the pool, and if your opponent is left with one big 10 cost card that they need to play, either a spell or a minion, and they've exhausted all of their other options, all of their other minions or spells, then they're pretty much stuck, right? They're never going to be able to play that card that they need to play. In this case, it was Cthulhu. Okani would have got Cthulhu eventually, but it turned out in that game it was Dirty Rat that pulled the Cthulhu onto the board. So we were in a good spot against our opponent, right? They couldn't kill us quickly enough with the Cthulhu, they couldn't trigger it fast enough, and we were just able to prevail. So that was a fun game of Hearthstone, and I think really showcased the power of this deck. Now, of course, I probably didn't play the deck very effectively. Probably made countless errors and mistakes throughout that game, in terms of ordering, in terms of cards that I chose to play at a particular point in time, but that doesn't matter. We won the game, we had fun. That's all that matters, at least for me. So, thank you very much for joining me, everyone. A massive thank you to Boltzmann for this deck. Once again, Boltzmann comes through and makes the game enjoyable for me by giving me an interesting deck, so thank you, Boltzmann, as always. I will see you all again at some point in the future for more World Mode fun, so until next time, please stay safe, please look after yourselves, and as always, please be good to one another.